playing map after series in the multitude of qualifiers and tournaments in the North American region. EXTREMUM, they've taken a break and they're coming in here fresh and ready to go. No kit for the CT side, interestingly enough, but full belts of util, nade, smoke, flash for Bentet and Liaz. ATK though, they like to go for the mailbox boost over on Inferno. Now you see MOTM crouching on top of the head. It can catch off aggressing CTs if you're not expecting it. And, well, Gratis is going to be the one to get that opening kill onto Fady, just walking in through apartment. So, how do you do? EXTREMUM, first kill on the board, and good nade damage onto Banana to boot.
JK, tap a few shots towards Banana and then fall back to the B side proper. Now he'll get overloaded by MOTM, but Bentet is there to get not one, but two to his name. It's going to end at that with Mistem dropping him. Although it looks like ATK is going to get the bomb planted here, it's still at a man disadvantage. And with Gratisfaction heading up Banana, Mango's going to be in a world of hurt unless he uses that smoke to his advantage perfectly. Oh my goodness. Liaz and Azer go down. Gratis, the last one standing, and he's just going to have to deal with two 1v1s and a bomb defusal without a kit, so time is against him. Looking towards new box, gets Mistem. Now knows there's one more, likely aware of the positioning. Again, 10-second defuse here, so he has to hold it. Does he have time here? It's going to come down to the wire. We'll have to wait and see. EXTREMUM trying to take this first round. I don't think he's got it. Let's see here. Oh my goodness, just barely. He does get the bomb defused down to the very last millisecond.
That's an early peek then from Mango.
Yeah, he didn't have to.
I think he thought it was done. Either way, EXTREMUM a narrow margin of victory in that round. That's going to give ATK the bomb plant too. They're going to go for 5 Galils. Their utility is going to be a little light here. Only 2, 3 smokes and 2 flashbangs. But EXTREMUM, they're going to full invest as well. A swing round early on to try and see if which team can hold momentum or get momentum back. That smoke play from Mango is absolutely impeccable though. Fantastic work to get ATK a chance into that round and really give them a chance to secure things. But Gratisfaction hitting some nice satisfactory headshots with those USPs. Satisfying indeed to see those USP headshots. Always clean, and the sound is great too. But it's going to be JKim get forced on this B side. But JKim gets a dry peek from Blaze, and he's going to win that one for free. Bentet taken down quite low as they retreat back to the B site. A pressure from Fady, but it's not really going to be all too much. Liaz drops into mini pit. Wherever they want, ATK. They have a lot of time, but I think they are still going to pressure onto the B site. They're going to use Fady's lurk to try and keep these rotations over towards that A. No, they're going to go back. They're going to go back towards A now. It's a bit of a limbo play here from ATK, where they're going to end up making a decision one way or another with lack of information. But now with the over-rotation from Azure back towards B, this is going to give them a good window of opportunity, especially if they can get that initial... He has in the open! But he's going to win that instead. It's Gratis actually to help him out, and they don't clear him out. But he finally falls to Mango. MOTM picks off Azure, and now it's a 3v2 in the favor of ATK.
ATK are not out of the water just yet. Oh, maybe they are. EXTREMUM is just going to go for the full-on save. They don't have the utility to go back into this one. So the South African roster is going to get their first round on the board up against EXTREMUM. JKim and Bentet want nothing to do with this retake. Given the economy that they have, it makes perfect sense to want to keep these rifles up and running into the next one and give yourselves a better chance at surprising this ATK roster. But a great force buy coming through from ATK off of that bomb plant at round number 1, and they bolster their economy even more with this round.
But the save from EXTREMUM is going to give them more of a fighting chance in this round. They're going to have to force buy anyways into this one. Might as well do it with an M4A1S and a FAMAS around those deagles. It's going to get them more utility too. I think that FAMAS is going to fall into the hands of JKim. He's going to have a flame. Liaz saving for the op. No, he's going to buy up full as well. Gratis will save for the op himself. He's not going to let anybody else be a bank for him. I do like the Molotov purchase there from JKim though. It can help stall a push if it does come early. ATK ready for aggression. They throw the flames in towards bedroom and through halls. They are clearing everything. Aware of the potential of these pistols, especially on Inferno. They're very deadly. But I do like how ATK are continuing to play their typical game plan, just slowly but surely working their way around the map, never really giving anything over towards Extremum for free. They're not going to give them any openings. And now they start to smoke their way into brackets. On the mains T stairs. All going to come down to the opening pick. Did MOTM get a glimpse of the head? He just spams perfectly onto Jakim. That's the FAMAS now into the hands of Azur. But an opening pick for ATK as they're going to try and explode on towards this A bomb site. Bomb recovered. And Mango continues to pressure, but he's still going to go back and forth, knowing rotations can come through from arches.
Here comes ATK on their execute, charging down truck side. Azur and Liaz are waiting with a crossfire set up. Azur and Liaz doing the damage. Mango and Blaze managed to get a couple though, but it's a 2v2. And don't forget, Extreme only walked into this round with a force buy. The two rifles are left here. It's going to be an A1S frag by Bentet over on Fady. Blaze, the last one standing, and it seems like either team can't really find their footing in the early goings. The force by coming out with the round victory unless Blaze can get this one done. He gets one, not the second. Indeed, the force by comes out with the win. Bentet is the last one standing to give Extremum their second.
And let's see if ATK want to force back into this. No bomb planned for them means they probably be a little more hesitant. But AK gone for MOTM. The Eagles starting to show. It looks like they're going to go for a half here. Use the hero AK of MOTM. This is something that ATK actually are very prone to do. Hero full buys on one player, then let the rest go on pistols. It does have minimal success. It does come to catch off teams in guard. And with this fledgling CT economy, it might work out, but Bentet gets himself a nice roasty kill. And that nade's going to go do further damage as Jakim will continue to aggress down Banana. A nice pincer from Extremum, leaving Gratis out towards Boiler to watch them walk up through middle. So much damage dealt, however, that the MP9 is going to have a field day of cash gathering. Gratis goes and does a little more damage, drops the Molotov, and now prepares for the veggie wrap on towards A site. Bentet comes in through CT spawn, making sure they can't wrap to B. It's all going to be a matter of time before Extremum grab the first string of rounds in this series, although Fady does manage one on the Deagle. It's still very, very unlikely for ATK to pull this round back. Yeah, there's the next two from Bentet.
There we go. Bentet mops it up. He's got the ace on the anti-eco, so nothing doing at all for ATK. 3-1 in favor of Extremum, as ATK will be buying up into this round, it seems. It's not going to be the strongest of buys because they have to settle for a Tech 9, but at least they have 2 AKs and the 2 Galils to round it out, and about half of the usual utility. Here we go. Round number 5 underway. Extremum so far, despite the fact that they have not played much CS in the last few months, doesn't look like the rust is impacted. It's not against ATK. J-King spamming away through the smoke with that M4, and he continues to try and keep ATK at bay, but now he's fallen off it. He wants to join up with Bentet on the B site proper and set up a crossfire. In the meantime, Liaz, pushing up in the apartment, sees the AK rounds rattling on through that smoke and is aware of at least one position for this ATK roster. He's coming to 9. It's a dangerous spot to be, and yeah, he will go down, spammed by Fady through the smoke to give a man advantage edge to ATK as Gratisfaction pushes into Boiler Room. He get a nice little flank here over on Fady. Fady's not expecting it. He continues to push up into the apartments, and that's the easy one for Gratisfaction, who will also upgrade to an AK. The rest of ATK are trying to make their move now, but they've lost their player in the apartments, which means that Azer only has to look right ahead of him. Missed him. Gonna go down. So does Mango. Azer going for this wide swing, and he does finally get dropped. But Blaze takes so much damage that Gratisfaction gets the easy trade. Only one left standing. It is MOTM, and the American will fall to JK.
Nice easy mop up there from Extremum. Got a little messy, but still overall very clean from them in the end. Timeout forced out of the hands of ATK. No coach, though, again, in the RMRs to talk things over with the squad. It's all down to the IGL, so missed them. We'll have to rally the troops and figure out what they want to do here differently. Extremum, though, holding down the line. The experience. It's just overwhelming on Extremum.
Oh, yeah.
And they are showing no signs of rust, really, John. They are coming back from whatever ATK throw at them. Even if the timings go against them, they counter timing. That nice little walk up through apartments comes to mind, and Even with the MP9s, these guys are making them act like rifles. Azur's play from back sight comes there in that round, and now a technical pause comes through. So perhaps a sound issue or something of that sort is still plaguing the players. Just gives us a little more time to admire how well Extremum are doing in terms of the individual duels. That 2v1 or 2v3, I believe it was, between Bentet and I want to say Liaz coming back onto the A site. That was just so well executed. Comes to mind as well.
Yeah, this Extremum roster, if you're looking at the history of them, 4 of them ex-Renegades and then ex-100 Thieves. The only one that isn't part of that group is, of course, Bentet, who used to be on Zylu. So that's a pretty good pickup, I think, for the Extremum side. And
Yeah.
we're seeing early on here. Oh, go ahead, Austin.
He didn't win to Gen G, so he actually has technically won the last LAN held in North America.
Oh,
Funny little note there.
nice little tidbit. As, we're just waiting for things to get going once more here into round number 6. Might be a technical pause called here. Had a couple of those today. But yeah, I mean, look, ATK, as mentioned, they're doing pretty well for themselves in advance, and I think a lot of the teams in advance weren't exactly too pleased by the fact that they had ATK and Godsend coming in there and really making life difficult for them overall, because ATK is a strong South African roster, of course, coming towards this NA side, and really did do a good job of dealing with their opposition overall in the regular season. It was just when they faced off against Godsend that Godsend flexed their muscles and wouldn't let them pass. But I have a feeling that ATK, regardless of whether they get into Premier by winning advanced or, of course, through relegation, they will be there one way or another into Premier.
Oh yeah, 100%. They are just a little bit above the breast in terms of advanced teams, and having both ATK and Godson to deal with is definitely no fun time for those guys. But if you cannot handle the best, you don't deserve to be in Premier. So that's the way I see it. They just got to learn to adapt, and it's only going to make them better in the long run. Godson, that other advanced team, is... It's weird to say these two teams as advanced teams.
Yeah.
It's just, they don't belong there. They belong here, obviously, because they qualified for it. So, ATK... What can you do against Extremum, though? This is a team that has spent time in the top 5 as core. It's a lot of experience and a lot of LAN experience at that amongst them all. ATK. It's almost like a bunch of kids playing against like a U18 roster up against a full-on pro team, as it seems, because just looking at the gulf of difference between the Extremum roster, guys like Jakim, Ben, Ted, and Azur, veterans of the scene, and then over on ATK, it's got to be a fun match for them. They're going to learn a lot from this one, regardless of the result. Yeah, it looks to be a sound issue here, so that is what is holding things up as we stand on Inferno. T-side Inferno, though, is not exactly the easiest stage of things, so if you can get 5-6 rounds off your T-side, I think you're more than happy with it. And you can also get those CT sides into that downward spiral of economy, that snowball effect, where you just keep on having to reinvest, you keep on having to save, you keep on having to reinvest, and it just becomes very difficult to deal with.
Oh, absolutely. I think one of the most important things on T side is to really narrow down the map for the CTs early on, whether that's by taking bracket control quickly or going down banana and winning that utility battle. Because once you do, you force the CTs to start asking questions. Where could they be? We don't now have any visibility on banana. We can't peek through because we could just find our heads being ripped right off. Or vice versa. If you take bracket control, that's so much space that is opened up for the Ts to move on forward. So, well, I mean, we'll have to see how ATK moves forward after this. And not to mention, even if you do win those battles, you are up against Extremum, who have a ton of pro-level experience. So, you know, at the end of the day, ATK is going to be happy to gain the experience playing against a team like this, but it is going to be very hard for them from beginning to end.
Well, folks, we're going to figure out if ATK have a counter. After a short break here, we're going to give them time to fix up whatever's going on.
Out of the shadows, I've come to make a name. Ready for battle, 'cause cause I got a thing to claim. Think that I'll crumble, I'll show you a mistake. Where you see me coming, better run for cover, cause I'm not slowing down, I'm never going under. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger. So meet the monster I came to conquer. When all the smoke clears, I'll still be on my feet. Forget all of my fears, cause I know my destiny. I feel a champion waking inside of me. It's in motion, the legend's begun. This is my moment. Can't break my focus, know where I'm going. This is my moment.
Tech issues have been resolved. Players are back in TeamSpeak, and we're ready to continue the action here between ATK and EXTREMUM. It's time to see if ATK's pistols are going to be able to do some damage to the CT economy, or if EXTREMUM are going to be well on their way to a very strong economy here in the early going. A 5-1 lead, 4-round lead. Unlikely for them. Glocks out the Missile. Be punished by Jake and make it 3-4. He's just gonna knock them all down towards Banana. 4 kills like it's nothing. Looking for the last one. Fady will say no. Denies the ace, but Gratis is right there for the easy trade. 5-1, clean round. EXTREMUM very well on pace for a good half.
Yeah, not much EXTREMUM could do there. Not much ATK could do there, excuse me, against EXTREMUM. They didn't have much to work with only the pistols out on their eco. And J King farming away with the AK as EXTREMUM take their 5th on the board. ATK, as we mentioned, they need to find a way to crack on through here on their T side, only finding success in the early goings. 4 players will charge down Banana. They're trying to win this battle on Banana, as mentioned. Start. JK is going to swing around from sandbags and gets absolutely nothing done. That said, Azer is going to get a 2K. Makes it a 4v3. Even though ATK get first blood, it's Azer to strike back and make sure that his team would maintain the edge. Gratisfaction dropping Fady. We have both Blaze and ATM. ATM? What am I saying? That was like a mix of ATK and MOTM. But MOTM is the last one standing here with Blaze.
Well, he doesn't have a lot to withdraw from the ATM after this round if they lose, so they have to, at the very least, get this bomb down. They're going to go to the less protected site, where only Bentet holds down the line. Smoke goes out, and Bentet will continue to hold. But now, Azur is going to retake. He's going to rotate back and help bolster the B's site. There's a lot of time, and EXTREMUM do not want to get caught out. They do not want to allow ATK a free entry. In comes the utility, though. The Molotov is not going to spread. He's going to be able to sit in dark unscathed. Slightly singed, perhaps, but they're not going to clear. There's no way they expect their Molotov to miss. And now Azur can pop, and Ted has the next. And ATK fall again on the gun round. EXTREMUM well on their way to a 7th now. It's going to be a half once more from the T's side. And that Molotov, that's just unlucky right there. But even then, they still have to deal with Azur, and I don't think they will be able to from that position. He had those aim duels down to rights.
Yeah, EXTREMUM doing a good job. Azur, as you mentioned, taking care of business. And ATK still unable to get another round onto the board. 4 Deagles and the P250 on their side, back onto the pistols. Gratis faction with the AWP. Down towards that T-ramp. Doesn't spot out anything, and now it's going to fall back. Running for his teammate next to Cubby. Yes. Tossing that smoke into the Molotov and ensuring that ATK won't have an easy path with these apartments. Azur going to swing around, and he gets the 2 kill on MOTM and Mango. Gratis faction drops missed him, and this pistol buyup going about as you would expect here for ATK, with only Blaze left standing.
Blaze is going to have to hit some fire headshots to be able to have a chance out of this one. I think he's just going to try and do some damage, maybe a consolation kill, but Azur denies. Nice little headshot from the vet. Still swing out top middle, dome the player in towards under. 7-1 the score. EXTREMUM continue to just dominate here. ATK will have the op for MOTM yet again, but we haven't really seen him be able to do too much with it on the T side of things. Not Inferno, that op can be very difficult to get activated. Gratis, however, has had no problems getting activated. 9 kills to his name, just shy of Bentet's 10 mark. But overall, EXTREMUM just look to be dominating this game so far. And ATK get back into it. Some good little nade there by EXTREMUM onto Mistum, and that's going to be good for them. Unconfirmed damage, but damage nonetheless, and Blaze is going to take some 2 more damage being exchanged. And now Liaz will pop Fady's head open. That's the opening pick. EXTREMUM were knocking down the door to find. Nice Molotovs coming through. Impeccable from EXTREMUM. And Benton will mop up the next player to come face his way. ATK is going to rotate back to A, but John, there's a 3-stack here, and Gratis is arches with an op.
They just can't win these duels at all on ATK's end. And there's, like you said, an op here. Crossfire. Azer on one side, Gratis on the other. There's Gratis. It's just waiting for the contacts to come through. ATK still have a lot of time on the clock here, at least to work with, and 3 smokes. So they could smoke off Gratis and then try to go in. But oh my goodness, they go for the flashbang, and it makes absolutely no difference. The timing perfect for Gratis. He re-peeks it even and drops Mistum. EXTREMUM not fussed at all as Azur will mop up MOTM. And EXTREMUM already have an 8th round victory. That means they'll have the lead regardless of what happens here in the remainder of this first half heading into the second one.
Timeout called again by ATK to try and stabilize things here. They're almost getting to the end of that rope. EXTREMUM 2 rounds away from double digits, and the money is heavily in their favor. Get to watch these sweet kills from Gratis yet again, just going back and forth, and then Azur with the last kill. Perfect little pop there, playing in conjunction with Gratis, and that's just the team playing coordination that comes from a roster that has been together for quite some time at its core. Not to mention the overall experience that just overflows from them. ATK, are they going to go for an investment here? It doesn't look to be the case just yet. Yeah, I think they might go for a half here, John, but overall, I don't think they're going to go for a full buy. It should get EXTREMUM onto a 9th. Nope, in comes the hero. They're going to buy. They decide to buy at the last second after that timeout, but it's still only a couple players going for an investment. This is bizarre, and that's a bad start.
ATK already lose their first, as you mentioned, not the greatest of starts. MOTM. They do have a couple of AKs. Gratis does get flashed out, but Azur is right there to drop MOTM. Liaz gets Mango, and again, nothing doing for ATK. Azur looking for another one to his name. He will finally get dropped by Fady at the very least, but Gratis is right there for the insta-trade. Blaze, again, the last one standing here in a 4v1. These rounds are so fast and furious, and not on the good way. ATK, of course, on their T side, as Blaze will get one on Bentet at the very least, but he goes down to 7 HP, and well, unless he pulls off a heroic effort, I think this one's going to be over. He does manage to tag Gratis down to 50 HP, but he's still got a very tall hill to climb without the bomb even on his back.
His health makes it all the more difficult too. He's going to continue to walk up, just keep on checking his corners, but it's only a matter of time before he's finally finished off. EXTREMUM will get themselves to 9th round for sure now, and the economy for ATK is going to be in a very bizarre spot given the heavy investments from Blaze and Fady. Not so sure what they're going to have into it. Gratis finishes the job with the AK swapped over, and he's actually going to leave that op on the ground because look at the money on the CT side. It is overflowing. Almost 16k for him. He'll grab the op after purchasing it once again. AK tossed over. Azur has the least amount of money at $8,400. But there's another buy-up from ATK. They're lacking utility again, though. And this is something that I don't really think is coming to a factor, is their utility or lack thereof. They seem to be getting out-utilityed by EXTREMUM, who have the perfect lineups almost every single time. Mistim takes a little bit of damage there to kick things off. And Gratis, he might get flashed in towards middle. Now he'll just smoke it and play the safe angle, and instead go in towards Boiler and keep an eye on window.
Liaz is doing a really good job in these apartments, holding off the pushes on the ATK side. Mistim has managed to work his way up and down. He's got 2 players with him. Bentet, the only one here to defend. He was just tossing utility over, and Mistim catches him off. So that's the B site taken here for ATK at the very least. They do have a player on the A site lurking as well. Mango could do a lot of damage if he's not spotted out by Gratis, and missed him as well. Azur, takes out MOTM, but missed him, trades him out immediately, and missed him. Will now fall to JK. It looks so promising for ATK here, but unfortunately it's all falling apart. They couldn't get the bomb to the B site. Mango gets dropped by Gratis, leaving only Blaze standing, who's in a blaze of his own here, burning away down to 20 HP. And, well, he's just going to have to try and hightail it out of here, but he cannot. No save, no round, no nothing here for ATK, as EXTREMUM is up by 9.
9 on lead, and it's been a nice string for the CT side. They haven't even needed to go for double ops either. They've just been consistent on the rifles. Gratis continuing to do what he does best with that sniper in hand. And ATK going for another full investment. Galil's on 3, AK's on 2. But overall, there just seems to be no entry for ATK on this T side. And while that flashbang will keep them alive for now, they're going to walk over to Bentet's domain. But that's a good crouch swing from Mango. They drop the first point of contact. Bentet's still here, though. That was Jakim who fell early on. Smoke goes out, trying one more time. They've not mollied him off, but Mango hits 2 entries, both headshots, and a chance for ATK to get this round. But the retake is starting to come through as they're working through the smoke, swings in from behind, but Mango has 3. He's continuing to dominate here in this round. Maybe the Energizers and ATK needed to close that gap a little bit. Looking for the 4K, goes away as Gratis misses that shot. Liaz is able to pick up the next one too. Gratis creeping forward against Mango. Neither connecting the shot, and the Tech 9 out for the Opper. Finds the kill. You know exactly where Fady is, and Fady's gonna fall too. Liaz flashes himself through, and there's no way EXTREMUM win this round, is there?
Yes.
It's all down to Blaze. He's swung, and he's fallen. Diffuses here in time, and they make the retake work. Oh, that's painful.
Unbelievable work by Grad. He's got 18 frags on the board, and he's only died twice. Over 12 rounds. Oh my goodness. Now Bentet, of course, rocking the op as well in this double op setup. ATK, unbelievable, honestly, because it looked like they were finally going to get a round on the board, but like you said, EXTREMUM were able to shut the door. And let's see if Grad's got more of that his back pocket as he's going to toss a flashbang over towards mid. Bentet drops MOTM 5v4, and in favor of Extremum right off the bat here. I think Blaze will lose his life too. He does. He tries to clear out sandbags to his credit, but JKM is just ready to take care of business. 5v3 now. ATK just, again, it's in the early goings too. They try to go for these pushes for the aim duels early on, and they just cannot get anything done. Missed him and Mango. Stranded in the wind, it seems. Have some bracket control, but to what end? Because Azur's waiting right here. And he will pop around to get the head of Mango, leaving only Mistem. He's going to get naded down to about 64 HP. There it is.
He doesn't last long. It's a nice little mop up there from Jacob. And Extremum up to 12. ATK is still sitting at 1. Pistols will be back in their hands as they're not going to full invest here. Nice little shot there from Benton on the double off. This banana hold has been great. Really, there's been no weak point in this Extremum CT side. And even when there has been some slight sight control for ATK, it gets wiped out by Extremum. The retakes are there. The retakes are furious and flawless. And now, pistols are out again for the T side. They're going to try and rush B. Utility's gonna chunk him down, get 1 kill and a half on the Blaze, and now Mistem's gonna get mowed down by the AK. ATK are bleeding once more. Seem to be getting blown away. So they were floating on the wind, John. They're getting blown off their feet now.
Yeah. I mean, they keep trying for quick hits, and okay, that's something. Blaze gets one, Mango gets another. 2 Wandies come through. Bentet and Jakem are dealt with, and the B site is opened up and free for the taking. You have Grat, Liaz, and Azur. Gonna come around here. Azur dealing with Blaze potentially. Blaze misses the shot. Good little jiggle peek coming through from him. Blaze gonna reset. You have to imagine that Extremum, given all the money they have, they are 100% gonna go for this retake. Especially considering the retakes have been pretty good. Blaze does manage to take down Azur. And we have 3v2. ATK are trying to hold on to. Grat comes around the corner with the Tech 9, trying to do the damage. Finally, Blaze shuts him down. A 3K for Blaze on the round. Could we see a second for ATK here? Liaz is running out of time on the clock, and yes, ATK will finally get a second round on the board. They're still losing the bodies. Multitude here.
It was the pistols that got it done too for ATK. The Deagle entries up banana. The headshots came through and they hold it down in the end. I don't think Extremum are going to be too mad about this loss. They still have a 12-2 lead and they can get another buy up once more. Bent it back on the AWP. But ATK, they have that second round. A little bit more confidence coming into this last round of the half before they move on to the CT side. If they can get that pistol round, there's a chance they can start to string some rounds together and get something good going. I think a third, though, definitely a necessary boost to their mental. Not to mention their overall scoreline. Grat gonna fall away back towards corner. Fady and Blaze taking a little bit of nade damage in the early going. And there's going to be no real aggression from Extremum this time, learning from their previous over-aggressions towards Banana, and try not to overextend too much and just seal this one off as fast as possible.
ATK. Once more looking for that early banana control. This time they're going to get it. But you still have Bentet waiting right at coffee, supporting him. JK. Bentet opens it up despite being flashed. The timing in his favor. Missed him. Walks into that one. You have to. If you're ATK, peek a little bit after the flashbang so that doesn't happen. Second time they've struggled to go up against that off in those types of situations. That said, the bomb might be planted here. Good eye from Blaze. Spawning out Azur. Trying to get onto those flower pots. MOTM also gets the op shot on Liaz. That makes it a 4v3. Still got Grat, Bentet, and JKM up and rocking. Bentet, the CZ, peeks around this corner. Pulls out the op now, and he's trying to engage with MOTM, who he knows is that new box. And MOTM gets tagged through the box by Grat, but he will get the trade on forward. JKM charging through, will get one, but he gets shot by Blaze, leaving only Bentet. And Bentet will fall. At least ATK finish off this half with a third round victory, but it's a very tall hill to climb as we head into the second one after this break.
myself in the mirror not so long ago, and I told me, do you know? I told me, do you know? All alone in your head, but you don't have to pretend that you will make a change, 'cause you don't wanna change. I'm gonna be real honest this time. I'm okay with it, I am more than fine. I'm gonna roll all less red dice now. Tell me I won't get out. Tell me I won't get out. I wanna walk the sky alone among the stars without forgetting who I was or have to look back that far. And I don't want to forget who, get who. And are you just fucking around in my mind one last time? I'm gonna be real honest this time. I'm okay with it, I am more than fine. I'm gonna roll all less red dice now. Tell me I won't get out. Tell me I won't get out. Tell me I won't. Trap me inside your walls now. Tell me I won't get out. Tell me I won't get out. Crush me with all that you are now. Tell me I won't get out. So tell me I won't get out.
Half number one dominated by EXTREMUM. 12-3 over ATK, but they did get a couple rounds in a row to end that half, so maybe there's a little life in this ZA squad after all. South African majority is going to be looking to get this pistol round converted. Mistim holds on to the kit, has the double flash bangs as well. There's a good amount of utility for the T side, however, and they're just going to run towards B. It's a good on maneuver from the CT side, but Bentet, he's got the first and the second while blind. Fady and Blaze traded back, but Blaze is isolated in towards Dewak. He still manages the third before he's eventually run over by Jacob. Rat will eliminate Fady as well, leaving it all down to Mistim. The IGL has to stand tall. And the smoke has faded. He's been found, and he's been dropped. A chance for ATK, but Bentet shuts it down. In EXTREMUM, they grab a 13th.
I mean, I kind of like the idea for ATK to charge down mid and try to catch EXTREMUM off guard, but Bentet appears doesn't matter if he can see anything or not. Flashbang twice, I believe it was, and just firing away with that Glock and hitting the heads of ATK. That's what good crosshair placement can do for you. As EXTREMUM are on to 13, they only need 3 more rounds to close out this BO1 and move on to the next match. MOTM, he's going to get flashed here with the scout, a force spy coming through from ATK. And now he gets tagged with a nade down to 58. JK going to take this opportunity to move on forward. A deagle being fired away from Arch side forces him back a couple of steps, but he's still going to hold his ground. He's got reinforcements right behind him. 4 players working both alt mid, and now the entire team for EXTREMUM are dedicated towards this A hit, at least for the time being.
The Deagles have shown potency for ATK, and the Scout could get some tags. Fady has a pop. He's got 1 headshot, not going to get the second. but he's going to swing for more. Still forced away, but Viking gets tagged down by the scout of MOTM. And actually gets finished off too, so 2 picks go the way of ATK. Katie's on top of Cold Box. He's going to spam though, and only find damage. Small consolation as Mango actually only able to get 1-2. It's a 2v2 now. The retake from ATK is going to come on through. Liaz and Azur still holding. Blaze, though, a disgusting shot on the mid player. Leaves Azur on a 1v2. They're swinging together, but he can isolate. However, Blaze continues to crab walk and hits the headshot. Forced by 1 by ATK once again. That was how they got their second round on the board. It's how they get their fourth. They're going to buy up once more. EXTREMUM forcing up again. He won't have a lot of utility. But if ATK can do it on the pistols, so can they.
Blaze is pretty much the only reason that ATK even have rounds on the board here. He's been implicated at least very heavily in 3 of those round victories, and right there, some wicked shots with Deagle, especially the one from Moto towards him. Blaze charging up, completely blinded by Azur, and Grat will take down Mistim as well. They're charging down with a force buy of their own, and they've taken this B site. Oh, goodness. After such a hard-fought victory for ATK, to lose B this early on in the round and have no one nearby to try and counter this bomb plant, that's just a tough pill to swallow. Grat's waiting here now in church. He will look at the trigger discipline here. He's waiting for more to come through. Gets one, and a nice flick by Mango to at least take down Grat, and gets JK'em as well. So still possible here for ATK. Honestly thought that play was going to be the end for them. But the bomb is taken away. Mango hunts down more targets, spots out Liaz at new box and tags him down to 30. EXTREMUM, some very good patience on this side. Mango finds his third. MOTM gets Bentet, leaving only Azur standing. Mango goes to the sidearm, firing away, but he will not pull it off. It's Azur again with his 16th and 17th frags of Inferno to bring EXTREMUM up to 14 rounds.
Even if he did get that kill, he unfortunately ran out of time. So that other part of the game would have ended his luck in that round. But still, valiant attempt there for Mango. Very close to, at the very least, getting all the kills needed. But it's going to be pistol forces once again from ATK, UMP and an MP9. The SMGs in hand for ATK up against pretty much full rifles on EXTREMUM. Liaz will hold on to a MAC-10. Has a little bit of utility as well. But overall, EXTREMUM do definitely have the advantage in terms of utility and firepower. Fady, however, probing out towards window. Not going to catch anybody off. Lucky to stay alive, though. There was a player ready to take him down. And they're going to make their way towards B, at least early on, but Mistim is holding here. He has MOTM with him. Swings, but he's caught by Grat, who goes down both on the entry up Banana. It's a free B site. And ATK have to make a very difficult decision. Do they save and play 15-4? Or do they go for it and basically ensure they have no money into the next round if they lose?
Well, looks like they're going to go for it, and Liaz will be first contact. He gets one, Bentet waiting a car, and he wraps up the rest. So, EXTREMUM make it look easy once more. 15-4, they are on to match point, and they have 11 opportunities to wrap this one up. As you mentioned, though, Austin, ATK are broke. They will only be able to bring an SMG and pistols into this round. They have a little bit of utility, but given the way things have gone, I really don't think this is going to be enough at all. Grat is on to 23 frags, followed by Bentet at 19, and pretty much everyone's popping off here for EXTREMUM at the right times. Push here. Oh my goodness. Just a slaughter. Just an absolute slaughter. Azur gets a 3K. JK'em drops Mango. ATK, that quick push, well, it's going to be their last push of this map because it's over. 16-4.